Good morning, students. Welcome back to social class. How are you, students? I hope you all are fine and safe. Students, now we are learning economics part. From economics part, which lesson now we are learning? Have you remember, students? Very good. Now we are learning the economics lesson 4, government and taxes. Is it? From this lesson, which are the points we learned in the previous class? Have you remember, students? We learned about tax, role of government in development policies, why taxes. These are the topic we learned in previous class. Students, in the beginning of this class, we can recollect few important points about previous class portion. Okay. First of all, we learned about tax. What is tax? Very good. Tax is a compulsory financial charge levied one's annual income paid directly to the government. Tax is a compulsory financial charge. It is levied one's annual income paid directly to the government. Is it? Then, how many types of taxes are there? Very good. There are two types of taxes. Students, can you remember what are the two types of taxes? Excellent. Direct taxes and indirect taxes. Is it? Then, from here, first of all, we learned about role of government in development policies. Is it? Some of the policies. Mostly 7 important policies we learned. For example, the first one is defense. Is it? Defense forces. It is one of the essential security function. The defense forces were protect our nation from all the enemies. Is it? Then the union government only responsible for maintaining the defense forces. Then secondly, foreign policy. Is it? We need to maintain friendly relationship between one country to other country or all the other countries in the world. Is it? So, how we are maintaining the relationship with one country to other country? We are maintaining our relationship with cordial economic relationship. Is it? Mainly through cordial economic relationships we are maintaining our relationship. For example, through export and import, sending and receiving investment and labor. Through these ways we are improving the relationship between one country to other country. Then thirdly, we learned about conduct of periodic elections. Is it? That means we are electing our representatives to parliament and state assemblies. That means the people elected their representatives through the parliament and the state assemblies. That means India is a democratic country. Is it? What is meant by democracy? By the people, of the people and for the people. It is a form of government by the people, of the people and for the people. Is it? So, the people only elect the representatives to the parliament and the state assemblies. Then, next one is the law and order. Is it? Both the state government and the union government enact some of the numerous laws to protect our rights, properties, to regulate our economic condition, to improve our society. Our union and state government pass some of the laws. Okay, through these laws, we are get some of the rights for our countries. We are protecting our properties and the society also get improvement. Then the fifth one is public administration and provision of public goods. That means the government directly administrated the economic condition of the country and the society, improvement of the society. How they are controlling the economic condition and the society? Through some of the department. For example, revenue department, schools, hospitals, rural development, urban development. Through these ways, the government were administrated and provision of the public goods. Then the next one is the redistribution of income and poverty alleviation. Is it? That means government collect various taxes. That means the taxes are collect in the way of high income people where want to pay more tax and low income. That means the poor people want to pay the less tax. That particular tax money were spent for the purpose of food, shelter, clothing, education, health care for the poor people. Okay. Then finally, regulate the economy. That means the Indian government regulate the economic condition through the Reserve Bank of India. Is it through the Reserve Bank of India? The government regulate the economic condition. Okay. Then finally, we learned about why taxes. Why taxes? Why we want to pay the tax? The government collected the taxes and that particular tax money will use to public safety, education, health care, then military, scientific research, culture, art, some of the public works, public insurance, etc. Okay, so we must to pay the tax. That is the compulsory. The tax compulsory. Taxes are compulsory payments to government without any expectation. Okay, directly we want to pay the taxes. Some taxes are collecting indirectly, but the taxes are compulsory payment to the government without any expectation. Okay, then these all things we learned in the previous class. Students, now let us come forward to today's class. Okay, now let us come forward to today's class. Today I am going to teach types of taxes. Today I am going to teach types of taxes. Already I recollect, is it? How many types of taxes are there in India? There are two types. Is it? What are the two types of taxes? Very good. Direct taxes and indirect taxes. Is it? Direct taxes and indirect taxes. Now I am going to explain the types of taxes. Okay. The first type is direct taxes. The first type is direct taxes. Direct taxes mean a tax imposed on an individual or organization which is paid directly. Okay, which is paid directly. That means the tax imposed levied by the government and individual. That means one particular person or an organization, that particular person or organization paid the taxes directly to the government. Okay, that is called direct tax. Okay, the direct tax cannot be shifted to others. The burden means difficult. Okay, the difficulties of the direct tax cannot be shifted to others. Okay, directly that particular person's compulsory want to pay the taxes, or the particular organization compulsory directly want to pay the taxes. It should not burden to shift to others. Okay, then MS Mill, one of the important economists, he defines about direct tax. Direct tax as one which is demanded from the very person who it is intended or desired should pay it. That means one person compulsory intended means to plan or to do something. Desired means to want. That means compulsory to want to pay the tax to the government. Okay. Then some of the indirect taxes are income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Listen very careful, students. Some of the direct taxes are income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. What are the important direct taxes, students? Very good. Income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Okay. In India, income tax was introduced first time in the year 1860. Listen very careful. In India, income tax was introduced first time in 1860. Sir James Wilson introduced the income tax in India. Who introduced income tax in India? Sir James Wilson. Okay, Sir James Wilson introduced the income tax in India. In which year income tax was introduced in India? Very good. 1860. Okay, in the year 1860, the income tax was introduced in India. Okay, now I am going to explain what is income tax? Okay, income tax, it is the most common and most important tax. It levied on an individual in India. That means the income tax are levied an individual or an one of the organization. Okay, mostly and individuals get the income tax. Okay, the income tax charges are charged on the basis of their income. That means one person's income. According the basis of one person's income, the income taxes were get charged. That means the charges also varies from one person to other person. That means on the level of income, the charges of the taxes were vary. Okay. Then the second one is the corporate tax. The second one is the corporate tax. This tax is levied on companies. Okay, the corporation tax is levied on companies and also it exists as separate entities from their shareholders. That means entities means legal and financial existence. It charged on separate legal and financial existence from their shareholders. Okay, it is charged on royalties. Royalties means payment to one person or company to other person or company. Okay, royalties means the payment, the tax paid to one person or company to other person or other company. Okay, and also the interest of the taxes, that means the amount of taxes also gains from the capital assets, how much about the resources they are assessed the income. Okay, and also the foreign companies also want to pay the income tax to the government. That means which are the foreign companies are in India, that particular foreign companies also want to pay the taxes to the government. For example, the income, that means in Indian companies get income less than rupees 50 percentage means 50 crore means the Indian companies want to pay 25 percentage taxes. Okay, listen very careful students. One of the Indian companies income is less than rupees 50 crore means that Indian company want to pay 25 percentage of income. Taxes. Okay, then at the same time the foreign companies income is less than rupees 50 crore means the foreign companies want to pay the taxes of 40 percentage. The foreign companies want to pay 40 percentage of taxes. Listen very careful students. The Indian company's income is less than rupees 50 crore means Indian companies want to pay 25 percentage of interest, that means taxes. In the same time, foreign companies income is rupees 50 crore means 40 percentage. The foreign companies want to pay 40 percentage. Likewise, the Indian companies income is more than 50 crore means the Indian companies want to pay 30 percentage of tax. But the foreign companies want to pay 40 percentage of taxes. Can you understand students? Listen very carefully. The Indian company's income less than rupees 50 crore means want to pay the tax 25 percentage. In the same day, foreign companies want to pay 40 percentage. Likewise, more than rupees 50 crore income in Indian companies means want to pay 30 percentage taxes. Foreign companies want to pay 40 percentage taxes. Okay. Then the next one is the wealth tax. The third one is the wealth tax. Okay, wealth tax, it is charged on the benefits derived from property ownership. Listen very careful students. Property ownership, those who have the properties, that property owners want to pay the tax, that is called wealth tax. Can you understand students? Those who have the property, that means the property owners are want to pay the tax, that is called wealth tax. Okay, that same property will be taxed every year on the current market value. Through the market value they are collecting the wealth tax. Okay. Then in India, taxes are collected by all the three tiers of government. That means three tiers of government where collected the taxes. They are the taxes, mostly the taxes are collected by union government. Mostly the taxes are collected by union government. Almost direct taxes are collected by union government only. Mostly all the taxes are collected by union government. All the direct taxes were collected by union government only. And goods and services taxes were collected by both government. That means union government and the state government. Listen very careful, student. Most of the taxes were collected by union government. Almost all the direct taxes were collected by union government only. In the same time, goods and services taxes were collected both. That means union government and state government also collect the goods and services taxes. Okay. Then the properties taxes were collected by local governments. Listen very careful, student. The properties, that means wealth taxes, that properties taxes were collected by the local government. Okay. Then in India, we collect more tax revenue through indirect tax. Comparing direct tax, more taxes were collected through indirect taxes. Okay, the major indirect taxes in India are customs duty and GST. The major indirect taxes in India are customs duty and GST. Okay, customs duty and GST are the major indirect taxes. Okay, everywhere we want to pay the GST. Is it nowadays? We want to pay the GST. Okay, that is indirect tax, major indirect tax. Okay, okay, students. Now I am going to explain indirect tax. Before I explained the direct tax, is it? Can you understand, students, about direct tax? Direct tax have three varieties of taxes: income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Is it? Then now I am going to explain the second type of taxes, that is indirect tax. Okay, that is indirect tax. If the burden to the tax can be shifted to others, it is an indirect tax. That means the difficulties of the tax can be shifted to others. The difficulties of the tax can be shifted to others. That is called indirect tax. Okay, that is called indirect tax. Okay, some indirect taxes are stamp duty, entertainment tax, excise duty and goods and services. Okay, listen very careful. Some indirect taxes are stamp duty, entertainment tax, excise duty and goods and services tax. Okay, now I am going to explain one by one. The first important indirect tax is stamp duty. The first one is the stamp duty. Okay, stamp duty is a tax imposed on the property. Stamp duty, it is a type of tax imposed on the property. Okay, imposed on the property. For example, the taxes are paid on some of the official documents like marriage registration or documents related to the property. Okay, mostly the marriage registration or some of the documents related properties, the government collected the taxes, that is called stamp duty or stamp tax. Okay, then the next one is entertainment tax. The second one is the entertainment tax. Entertainment tax is a tax imposed on the commercial areas. Entertainment tax is a type of tax. It is imposed on the commercial areas. Okay, it is the duty. It is charged by the government on any source of entertainment. For example, in the areas of movie tickets, tickets to amusement parks, exhibition, some of the sports events, etc. These areas they are collecting the taxes, that is called entertainment tax. Okay. Then the third one is excise duty. The third one is excise duty. Excise duty, it is a type of tax imposed on the manufacturing goods for within a country. Excise duty is a type of tax. It is imposed on the manufacturing goods for within a country. Okay, within a country. That means the manufactured goods items get the tax. Okay, the duty or the tax were levied on the manufactured goods items at the moment of the manufacture rather than at sale. Okay, that is called excise duty. That is called excise duty. Then the last one is goods and service tax. The last one is goods and service tax. Okay, goods and service tax. It is a type of tax. It is defined as the tax levied when a customer buy a goods or service. That means the tax levied a customer or a goods or a services are called goods and services tax. Okay, the GST, that means mostly these goods and services tax is one of the indirect tax. The taxes were collected through GST. Okay, GST was passed in Indian Parliament on 29 March 2017. In this act came to effect on 1st July 2017. Important one word question. Okay, students. The GST was passed in Parliament on 29 March 2017. The act came into effect on 1st July 2017. Okay. Then the main motto is, that means the main aim is one nation, one market, one tax. Okay. The main aim of goods and services tax is the one nation, one market and one tax. Okay. Then next I am going to explain the structure of goods and services tax. Next one is the structure of goods and services tax. Okay, listen students, there are three types of structure of goods and services are there. The first one is state goods and services tax. Second one is central goods and services tax. And the third one is integrated goods and services tax. The SGST, CGST, IGST. That means state goods and service tax, central goods and service tax, integrated goods and service tax. Okay. Now, state goods and services tax means the taxes levied in the areas of sales tax, purchase tax, entertainment tax, luxury tax. Luxury tax also a type of sales tax. Okay. Then lottery tax that it is imposed by certain products. Okay. And state surcharge and cesses. That means additional charge or tax. Cesses means tax on tax. Okay, these are the state goods and service tax. Then central goods and services are including excise duty, service tax, countervailing duty. Countervailing duty means import tax. Okay, import tax. Then additional duty of customs, surcharge, education and higher secondary, etc. Okay. Then the third one is integrated goods and service tax. Integrated goods and services. That means there are four major GST rates are there. 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. Four types of rates are one to pay. Okay, that is 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. That means all the vegetables, food grains, etc. These areas also the government levied the taxes. Okay, that is integrated goods and service taxes. Okay. Then France was the first country to implement GST in 1954. Important one word question. France was the first country to implement GST in 1954. In the year 1954, France was introduced the GST. Okay, the first country introduced the GST. Okay, then next I am going to explain how are taxes levied. Next I am going to explain how are taxes levied. Okay, taxes are levied by government in three ways. Listen very careful students. How are taxes levied? Taxes are levied by government in three ways. Okay, they are progressively, proportionately and regressively. Okay, progressively, proportionately and regressively. Okay, the first one is progressive tax. The first one is progressive tax. Progressive tax means tax increase, the taxable amount also increase. Listen, progressive tax, it is one of the tax of taxation increase as the tax base increase. Okay, that means the when income increase, the tax rate also increase. Okay, when income increase, the tax rate also will increase. That is called progressive tax. Okay, listen very careful student. When income increase, the tax will increase. That is called progressive tax. Okay. For example, the income is rupees 10,000 means 10 percentage of taxes want to pay. For example, the amount of 1,000 rupees want to pay. Okay, the amount of 1,000 rupees want to pay. In the same time, the income is rupees 20,000 means the tax rate also will increase for 15 percentage. Okay, 10,000 income means 10 percentage tax want to pay. In the same time, 20,000 rupees 20,000 income means 15 percentage of taxes were want to pay. That means 3,000 rupees want to pay. Likewise, rupees 30,000 income means 25 percentage of taxes want to pay. That means rupees 7,500 want to pay. Okay, this is example of progressive tax. Can you understand, students? Listen. If the income increase means tax will increase. Is it? Income increase means tax will increase. That means income is 10,000 means tax is 10 percentage. Income is 20,000 means tax is 15 percentage. It will increase. Okay. Income is 30,000 means tax is 25 percentage. Okay. Likewise, income increase means tax rate also will increase. That is progressive tax. Then the second way is proportionate tax. Proportionate taxes. Okay. Proportionate taxes. That means the lower class people, upper class people and the middle class people also pay the same amount of tax. Proportionate tax means all the people should pay the same amount of taxes. Okay. That is called proportionate tax. For example, listen, students. The taxes were levied on goods and services. Okay, mostly the taxes were levied on goods and services. That is known as proportional taxes. That means all taxpayers are pay the tax for same proportion of their income. Okay, that means same taxes. Already I told this, the lower class, upper class and middle class people also pay the same amount of taxes through the goods and services. Okay, that is called proportionate taxes. For example, if the income is 10,000 means the tax rate also 10 percentage. Amount is 1,000 rupees on to pay. Okay. Likewise, the income is rupees 20,000 means tax rate is the same rate. That means 10 percentage only. Amount 2,000 rupees on to pay. Okay. Then the income is rupees 30,000 means the tax rate also the same. That means 10 percentage only. The amount of tax is 3,000. Can you understand, students? All the taxpayers contribute that same proportion of their incomes. That means same tax. Lower class, upper class and middle class people also pay the same amount of taxes. That means income increase means also want to pay the tax in same rate. Okay, same rate. That is called proportionate taxes. That is called proportionate taxes. And the last one is the regressive taxes. Regressive taxes. That means it implies that higher the rate of tax, lower the income groups than in the case of higher income groups. It implies that higher the rate of tax, lower the income groups than in case of the higher income groups. That means the higher income groups were want to pay more taxes. Okay, it is a very opposite of progressive taxation. It is the opposite of progressive taxation. For example, progressive tax will income increase. Is it? The proportional tax also income increase. Regressive tax means the income will change. The income will change. That means progressive tax means the tax also increase. Income increase, tax also increase. For example, income tax through income tax. That means that a particular person or an organization want to pay the tax. Income increase means tax also increase. Likewise, proportional tax also income increase, tax will decrease. Income increase, tax decrease. That means same amount of taxes were on to pay all the people. Is it? Example, corporative tax. Example, corporative tax. Then regressive tax means income will change. That same tax always the same tax. For example, sales tax. For example, sales tax. Okay, can you understand, students? I hope you understood. Shall we recall the points? Students, now we learned about types of taxes. Is it? How many types of taxes? Very good. Two types of taxes. Is it? Indirect taxes and direct taxes. Direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct tax means the tax imposed on an individual or an organization paid directly is called direct taxes. That means one particular person or organization directly paid the tax is called direct tax. Okay, the tax is levied directly. Okay, that is called direct tax. Okay, then some of the direct taxes are income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Is it? What are the important direct taxes? Very good. Income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Is it? Income tax. Firstly, the income tax was introduced in the year 1860. Is it? 1860, the income tax was introduced in India. Who introduced income tax in India? Very good. Sir James Wilson. Okay, Sir James Wilson. Two one-word questions are there. Listen very careful. Okay, students. The income tax was first introduced in India in 1860. Sir James Wilson introduced the income tax in India. Okay. What is meant by income tax? Income tax, it is one of the most common and important tax. It is levied on an individual or an organization. That tax amount is directly want to pay that particular income person. Okay, that is called income tax. Then secondly, corporative tax. Corporative tax, that is levied on companies. Corporative taxes are levied on companies, and also the foreign companies also want to pay the taxes. For example, the Indian government want to pay 25% of taxes, means the same amount of income. The foreign companies want to pay 40% of taxes. Indian companies want to pay 30% of income, means taxes, means the foreign companies want to pay 40% of taxes. Okay. Then third one is the wealth tax. Wealth tax, the property owners want to pay the wealth tax. Wealth tax is levied from property owners. Okay, property owners. If those who have the properties, that particular landowners are want to pay the tax, that is called wealth tax. Okay, the Indian taxes are collected by three tiers. Okay, Indian taxes are collected by three tiers. That means the union government collect the tax, the state government also collected the taxes, and the local government also collected the taxes. For example, mostly all type of taxes were collected by the union government. Then almost all the direct taxes were collected by union government only. Some goods and services taxes were collected by union government and the state government also. Then all the properties taxes were collected by the local government. Okay. Then mostly the indirect taxes only mostly collected by through India, by the government of India. That means comparing direct taxes, indirect taxes only mostly in Indian government is collected. Okay. Then next we learned about the indirect taxes. Next we learned about the indirect taxes. Indirect taxes means the burden of tax can be shifted to others. Okay, the burden of tax can be shifted to others. That is called indirect tax. Then some indirect taxes are stamp duty, entertainment tax, excise duty, goods and service tax. Is it? Stamp duty. Stamp duty is a tax imposed on property. Okay, stamp duty, it is a type of tax. It is imposed on the property. For example, marriage registration or documents related property, some of the contractual agreements. Through these areas, the government levied the taxes. Then second one is the entertainment tax. It is a type of tax imposed on the commercial areas. The entertainment taxes are imposed on the commercial areas. For example, these tax can be charged on movie tickets, tickets of amusement parks, exhibition, sports events, etc. Okay, then the next one is the excise duty. The third one is the excise duty. Excise duty, that is a type of tax. It is imposed on the manufacturing goods for within a country. That means the manufacturing goods items, movement of manufacturing goods item for the sales through that areas the government levied the taxes, that is called excise duty. Okay, then goods and service tax. Next one is the goods and that means GST. Okay, goods and service tax. Goods and service tax are levied the customer by goods or services. Levied when a customer buy a goods or services. Okay, the GST through the GST they are collecting the taxes for goods and services. GST was first passed in Indian Parliament in the year 29th March 2017. Then it was came to existence in the year 1st July 2017. Okay, two one-word questions are there, students. GST was passed in the Parliament on 29th March 2017. This act is came to existence in the year 1st July 2017. Okay, main aim of this act is one nation, one market and one tax. Okay, the motto is one nation, one market, one tax. Okay, then next we learned about the structure of goods and services tax. There are three types of structure of goods and services tax are there. Is it? First one is state goods and service tax, central goods and service tax, integrated goods and service tax. Okay, state goods and service tax, central goods and service tax and integrated goods and service tax. Okay, then the GST first GST was implemented in France. In the country France first introduced the GST in the year 1954. One word question. Okay, book inside one word question. Then finally we learned about how are taxes levied. Finally we learned about how are taxes levied. Okay, in three ways the taxes are levied. In three ways the taxes are levied. For example, progressively, proportionately and regressively. Okay, first one is the progressive tax. Progressive tax, that means tax increase, the taxable amount also will increase. Okay, tax increase, the amount of tax also will increase. That is progressive tax. For example, 10% as rupees 10,000 income means 10% of taxes want to pay. Rupees 20,000 income means 15% of taxes want to pay. That means income increase means the taxes also will increase. The rupees 30,000 income means 25,000. The income will increase means the rate of tax also will increase. 25% of taxes want to pay. Okay. Then next one is the proportionate taxes. Proportionate taxes, that means the lower class, upper class and the middle class people also want to pay the same amount of tax. Okay, same amount of tax. For example, rupees 10,000 income means also want to pay 10% taxes. 20,000 income means also 10% taxes want to pay. Rupees 30,000 income means also 10% of taxes only want to pay. Okay, that is called proportionate taxes. Finally, we learned about the regressive taxes. That means the same amount of taxes always. Okay, the higher groups and higher income groups also want to pay the same tax always. That is called regressive taxes. That means the progressive tax, income increase, tax also increase. For example, income tax. Proportional tax means income increase, tax will decrease. Okay, that is the model of corporative tax. Then regressive tax means income change. That means same tax always. Example, sales tax. Okay, these are the things we learned in this class. Students, the remaining topics I will teach the next class. That means the continuation of this lesson I will teach the next class. Okay, students, now I'll turn the exercise page. Page number 327. Page number 327. Short answers. Roman number 5. Give short answers. First two questions in the previous class I gave. You will mark the third question. What are the types of tax? Give example. Third question. what are the types of tax? Give example. What are the types of tax? Give example. Page number 323 and 324. Page number 323 and 324. You write answer near the types of taxes. Near there you will write the answer, students. There are two types of taxes. What are the types of tax? Okay, there are two types of taxes. You write it. There are two types of taxes. They are direct taxes and indirect taxes. There are two types of taxes. They are direct taxes and indirect taxes. Then some direct taxes are, the next line you write. Some direct taxes are income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Next para, some direct taxes are income tax, wealth tax and corporation tax. Corporation tax. Then the next para, some indirect taxes are, the next para, some indirect taxes are stamp duty, entertainment tax, excise duty, and goods and service tax, Okay. Then the fourth question, write short note on goods and service tax. Write short note on goods and service tax. This question you refer the guide. In your book, the proper answer is not given. So, refer the guide. Okay, write short note on goods and service tax. You should refer the guide. Okay. Then, fifth question, what is progressive tax? Fifth question, what is progressive tax? What is progressive tax? Page number 324. Page number 324. Progressive tax heading. How are taxes levied? Heading. From there, subheading progressive tax. Okay, the subheading progressive tax. Progressive tax heading, that paragraph fully. Progressive tax heading, that paragraph fully. Okay, progressive tax rate is on, from there to rate also increases, that paragraph fully. You can, that example also you will mark. Okay, if you can, example also you will mark and learn. Then Roman number 6, brief answers. Roman number 6, brief answers. The first question, explain some direct and indirect taxes. The first question, explain some direct and indirect taxes. The answer is page number 323 and 324. Page number 323 and 324. Types of taxes heading. Types of taxes heading. Starting to direct taxes heading. From there to the next page up to goods and services tax. The next page up to goods and services tax. Okay, that means one market, one tax. Up to one market, one tax. Inside all the boxes also you want to write, and some example box given, is it? That example from two or three boxes given, is it? For example, in India, income tax was introduced, that also you should write. And in India, taxes are collected by all the three tiers, that also those who are can, you will mark and learn. Okay. Then the next question, second question, write the structure of GST. Second detail, write the structure of GST. Page number 324. Page number 324. Structure of goods and service tax heading. One box is there, is it? Last paragraph, one box is there. Blue color box. Structure of goods and service tax. Structure of goods and service tax. That box fully you mark. Second detail, that box fully you will mark. Okay, that box fully you will mark, students. Then one book inside 5 more question I am going to give. One book inside 5 mark question I am going to give. Page number 324 and 25. 324 and 325. How are taxes levied? One heading is there, is it? That is 5 mark question. You will mark book inside question, easy question only. You will mark and learn. Okay, students. How are taxes levied? That heading starting to next page, regressive taxes, that paragraph and that examples also, that blue color box also, that fully you will mark. All the examples also you will mark. Okay, important 5 mark book inside question. Okay, how are taxes levied? Book inside 5 mark question. Did you mark, students? Okay, the continuation of this lesson I will teach the next class. We will meet the next class. Okay, thank you, students.